Are we ready?
I'm so grateful.
Maybe couple washing. Oh, you're not having. You're not having. I went against what you need pizza also. Zach, you need meat on this mic, yeah?
And of course, it's finally Friday again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's 19.7. 5.7.
That was an anticlimax. Fade up.
All right, I think we should try that again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Of course, it's gone by exactly 26 minutes past the hour of 2 o'clock. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bikum. Of course, it's Bibi, Amina, Phili. It is the feel of Friday, like I always say, it's finally get excited to be part of it. Yes, we are broadcasting live from the Diamond Walk, but I think it's about that time where we go for our traffic update. And on the line, we have Officer Water. Tell us what's happening on our roads.
Good Friday. We're looking at M13. We're driving M13 by the other accident there. All the department are on scene, assisting. Also, prospecting road in the vicinity of Wood, we've got also an accident which is taking place there. With relevant also on scene, assisting. MK members are putting around the march around each other. So expect delays around the road are big. So these members who are marching around Inshallah, but it's a peaceful march. Let's go to enforce outbound just before Broadway. We've got an access to that. All the relevant departments are on scene, assisting. And let's look on our roads. Our roads are under construction. We've got an ongoing roadworks between Kitamaris and Eben. And also N2 from the Mashu Opera to Umjoti Opera, we've got ongoing roadworks. And let's look at tomorrow. It will be the 28th of September. Lane cut M3 towards Maritzburg from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. The road will be closed there. You can utilize R103 or try other alternative routes between Durban and Maritzburg. Also, Market Road on the 29th, that will be on Sunday from 8 to 5 a.m. From 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. There will be also a road closure from Market Road and also again. You can use alternative route R103 or just delay your travel until they fix whatever they are fixing. They're fixing those bridges in those areas. So please make sure that you use R103. That's it. And let's look at when we're coming towards robots that are faulty. Let's give a chance to the person who came first to the robots. Let's please be cautious. Make sure we're giving each other, like when you are going to the doctor, one by one. So let's do that so that everything will be smooth and we manage to pretend they're exiting. Let's have peace and love. Till next week. I'm Warren Dr. Sangwane from Tech and Metropolis. Thank you.
Friday.
And of course, it's 90.4 Family Durban and 5.6 of Family Feet in Maritzburg. It's gone by a few minutes past the hour of 2 o'clock, starting a little bit later than usual. And of course, we have a fantastic guest with us in the studio. So, of course, it is worth the wait. And of course, we welcome you to today's conversation with, of course, an incredible guest. And she goes by the name, as everyone knows, Katie Mohammed. Now, Katie is a multifaceted force for good, wearing many hats as an author, entrepreneur, and of course a change catalyst. Of course, her memoir Brave is a testament of her own journey of resilience and of course determination. And of course has inspired countless of others to embrace their own courage as well as purpose. Now, through her work, Katie has demonstrated of course a remarkable ability to connect with people from all walks of life. And as a beacon of hope for those seeking to create, obviously, a positive change. Now, joining me for the very first time on the Field of Friday, live here at the Saxony Westwood Law, Katie Mohammed. Assalamu alaikum. How are you doing, my darling?
Alhamdulillah. Pleasure being here.
Good. Oh, my insides are screaming. Honestly, excited to have you here. But I think let's just get straight into, of course, the conversation for this particular afternoon. Now, let's talk a little bit more about your book. And that is your memoir, Brave. Now, that obviously chronicles your journey of overcoming challenges. But how did you transform your experiences into, a beacon of hope for others?
When I had to start, when I thought about writing the book, it was how do I share my story, and how do I inspire others? But I think it became more of a cathartic experience. So for me, it became for others like me a life book. And when I talk about wisdom, courage, and purpose. And even though it's my story, everyone else that reads it will either identify with it or actually will pick up one or two, wisdom through my story.
Absolutely. But what was the most important, I would say, the most interesting part of the book, Brave?
Identity. I think we all battle with identity. As South Africans, we battle with identity. With people of color, we battle with identity. And as a Muslim women of color in South Africa, we battle with identity. And of course, loosely, my name is Katie Mohammed because I've been in the media industry for nearly 30 years. But my name is Khadija. And it was like you appease people to just call you what is the easiest way. So identity is the biggest part of my book. It's understanding our identity, why are we here, and where do we belong? I think belonging is the most important thing.
Absolutely. No, but I want to know the thought process. What made you just write a memoir and call it Brave?
Okay, so my sister passed away on my birthday in 2019. And the next year we went into lockdown. And I turned 50 in the lockdown. And that was a milestone birthday. And I realized that she was the first person that always would wish me a happy birthday, and she was not there. She was my only sister-in-law. And I realized that, life and death, it was like your birthday is like a celebration, but death. So it was a question on mortality and how short life is. So when I decided about Brave, and I know there's a famous line that says, God does not give you grace for tomorrow, He gives you grace for today. So that's where the title came. We don't have to be brave for tomorrow. We don't have to be brave for yesterday. But you can get up every day and be brave for today.
Absolutely powerful. But what are you hoping that people get out of the book?
Number one, that we all are storytellers. We all have a story to tell. So we all have a story that is a legacy. So as much as the book talks about emotion, like grief, loss, and love, it's about human aspirations, like our quest for happiness and success and joy. And what does that mean for us? So for me, it's really anybody that reads the book, it's about human experience.
Absolutely. Now, I know earlier on you said that you had launched. How that went for you?
It was actually in Johannesburg. We had the main launch in Johannesburg. It was amazing. I think for me, just seeing people, I've been in the media industry for long enough to know that our lives are surrounded by celebrities and very influential people, but you don't know how authentic they are. And my book is about authenticity. It's like how do you live your life with authenticity. And for me, I invited I had people that meant a lot to me, like the contract was there. I knew her in the early 2000s. For her to stand there for me and say that this is the kind of person I am, I'm not changed. So for me, the launch actually was a blur. But when I look at it and I read a lot of the articles that people have written about the launch, it was really that I had come full circle. And alhamdulillah, I realized that I've lived my dream. And so for me, it is a story about other women and other women of color that you can live beyond your dreams.
I know social media is such a powerful tool. When your page obviously came up on my feed, I'm like, this woman is quite interesting. And honestly, you are so inspirational. I think that you're so brave, as your book title, and you are just amazing. And keep up the fantastic work that you're doing, because you are honestly inspiring people that you probably do not know. And people are watching and they love you.
Thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate that.
Only a pleasure. But as a successful, let's step a bit out of your book for now. But as a successful entrepreneur, what drives your passion?
It's our purpose. And my purpose is about getting up every day and being good people. And in order to keep good people, you have to be good people. So for me, my passion is my purpose. It has changed. Purpose is not a fluid road. It's actually, you can do twists and turns.
There's bumps along the
There's
way.
bumps along the way. But I think if you know that what your goals are, if you know what your creator has sent you down on this earth for, it's joy. And also, it's different from being happy. Being joyful is so different. So for me, being an entrepreneur is really, I think it's changed. I mean, I've been an entrepreneur for 12 years. And I think when I look at myself at 40, because I left the SABC when I was 40. From 40 to now, I have grown, I have transformed. I have an evolution of some kind of pride now when it comes to being a successful person. And I think that's what my main is. How do I not only inspire people, but how do I motivate them? Because that's when you get people to take action and step out and actually do something. What is your intention?
Absolutely. Now, I know that your work focuses, of course, on empowering individuals and communities. But can you share, a pivotal moment when you realize your role as a change maker?
In 2019, again, I think obviously it's such a transformational year. I worked on the South African Investment Summit, the President's Summit, and that was the year he was acting. And really, I was again fortunate enough to be invited. And if you looked around that room, there were 800 change makers, trailblazers. And I looked around, and they were white, male, and pale. And the people of color, I knew them for years, and they all were over 60. The women of color were over 60, and I realized that there can be more of us out there, and there are more of us out there. We just don't have the platform. So for me, it was very being intentional to go out and create my WC platform, where it is about where women can connect and collaborate. So I always say is that there are so many of you around the world, but I think if you're not known as famous or influential, people don't know you.
Absolutely.
And you are doing amazing work. So for me, we need to create more platforms for women like us to be seen. So I'm very passionate about that. I have seen people connect. I've seen, I have access to people, and then I bring other people there, and then like I met the ambassador at your event. And for me, I go away knowing that that was my purpose.
Absolutely. Now, with everything that's happening around, the social media, life is so hard. How do you prioritize self-care with all that you do?
It's very hard. And I think, as you would know, people on social media are keyboard warriors and they're horrible human beings. But I always think to myself is that they're having bad days, they have low self-esteem, and this is the only way they can actually attack other people. My self-care is really me being in prayer and me being closer to my creator and really asking him to guide me through the evil eye, the negative connotations, and any calamity that might come in my life. So I have found peace in that. And I always say it is their issue and not my issue. As long as I get up and I choose to be kind, that is where I need to be.
I need more people to be kind. Like you said, social media, keyboard warriors, they go on for themselves, but they just keep doing fantastic work that you're doing. Now, just speaking, more about the book, Brave, and I didn't ask you this question, but I want to know what legacy, would you want to live, or what would you want to leave behind for future generations?
Is live your life with authenticity, intent, and purpose, because that's when you'll achieve your greatness. And that for me is an ultimate outcome from circle on that, just living my life authentically.
I think it's so inspiring, to see, obviously, when you look at yourself and you say, oh man, I've come so full circle with all that I've done, I'm doing so amazing things, and you should feel proud of yourself.
My dad, who is one of my heroes in my book, and he was one of my biggest wisdom teachers, may the Almighty give him the highest. He told me something, is that as human beings, we should not have pride, because pride equals ego. So I feel accomplished. I know that I'm not done yet, but I am privileged to be in a space that I know that I have achieved a lot of. So I always remember that, the word pride is, my dad used to always say, but only the Almighty can be proud.
Truly. And, as a strong advocate for women's rights, what message would you like to share with women everywhere, especially those facing, marginalization or oppression?
It's just reach out to each other, have a sisterhood. The most important thing is if we have a sisterhood, we are able to share and have a voice. The most important thing, I know that we get victimized by speaking up, but as women, if we look at the stories of the Prophet and everyone else in his time, they were not oppressed. We look at my namesake, Hazrat Khadija, they were not oppressed. They had voices. They were running wars. And if we look and take time from ourselves, let's be modest, the way we speak, right? The way we articulate ourselves, that's one of the things I tell women is people will listen to you if you're modest in the way you speak, because your voice is what matters. And I think we have, as people, as women, and as women of color, we have the biggest opportunities to get people to hear us now, because we come from adversity, we come from obstacles, but we also come from very strong women.
Absolutely. Strong women, strong backgrounds. If not us, then who? Not now, then when? But how has your journey shaped you into the person that you are today? And what wisdom would you like to share with everyone that's listening today?
I think I always say is you define your destiny, you define who you are. For me, my journey has evolved over time. And I have got a lot more work to do. But I wish that I could be more humanitarian and more of a philanthropist, because that's where I want to be in my life. But I think in doing my work, I am doing this. The most important thing that I've learned through my journey is that I have to be the voice for other women, and that I have to fill up chairs for other women at my table. Not everybody, because not everyone deserves a seat at your table. I just have to add that in. I just have to add that in. But I think it's important for me to continue my legacy of mentoring. I love mentoring. I have some great mentees. when I look at their growth, when I look at how I'm able to groom them, I go away thinking that I have done a great job. So for me, pulling women along the road with me, it will be what I will continue doing. I have done it well. Um, my my wisdom that I'd like to leave is really, it's not about it's not so much about what we want in this world. It is what are we preparing for the hereafter. And for me, it's how do we juggle the both. They say, the dunya. I don't believe in that. I would say, how do we live in the dunya with having been in our heart? And so for me, that's where I'm going. Whether you are a Muslim or a Christian, I have a diverse group of friends, and it's the one thing that I do say to them is that how close are we to our Creator? Because as human beings, we all fall. I shared a message this morning with my siblings. I came across something that said angels actually sit around siblings when they talk to each other, because in the hereafter we will have them. So if we look at even our friends, even the people that we have in our life, in the hereafter we're not going to have them. So we enjoy each other. So for me, the most important thing is that women should be there. Do not leave the men behind, because men are our allies. Now, I have a son, and I'm not an anti-man. I'm not a feminist. I'm a humanist. And I always encourage women to grow up equally strong men, because then we have all these strong women and we have weak men, and there's not a balance. So for me, I always say is that how do we make sure that together that we can partner with each other and work towards a great legacy.
Absolutely. If there's one thing that you can tell your 20-year-old self, what would it be?
First of all, I would say to yourself, do not worry about the weight, because that was my obsession. But on a serious note, I would tell her that everything is going to be okay, that mistakes are meant to be made. And you're going to be okay. I always say, because I have a podcast, and I always say is that I would hug that 20-year-old girl over and over again, because I would tell her that she was going to be okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's amazing. But just to conclude the interview for this, this afternoon, it's been a pleasure having you on. But your work extends beyond individual empowerment to, of course, community development. What strategies would you recommend for building inclusive and supportive communities?
For me, it's go and do investigations, find out, and do analysis of what is in your community, what is needed. I think the most important thing is that when you are in the community, what is needed? Because I think we end up wanting to do things that's not necessarily in the community. So what is needed in your community, number one? I'm going to the CSI Summit in October the 14th. And it's really that because we have such a high employment rate. We need to build social entrepreneurs, because we all want to do good. But anything transformational has to be transactional. So for me, it's in your community, find out what needs are, and go out there and get people to invest and fund your community, because there's a lot, from corporates to government to even individuals. There's a lot of people that want to contribute to the community. So for me, it's don't worry about going to another town and another. Self, family, that's your community, and so keep it into the tribe. But the most important thing I always say to people in their community is reach out to people and tell them what you need. And as much as we need food, we need education, which is the most important thing.
Absolutely. Now, I know you're not in Durban for nothing. Tell us, where is your launch? What time? Can you join? How can you do so?
Okay, launch is a small one. But yeah, I am having a launch in Durban. It is going to be at St. James. And I know I'm inviting you, so I don't know if you can get your name.
I'll try my best to come. Honestly.
What I talked about the launch is that it's going to have people that of course know me and that want to know me. But one of the most special things is that in 1999 I had a radio show with Barton Strickland on another radio station, and he's a couple years younger than me, and I think for me having him interview me is going to be like full circle, you know. And so that's very special. So I'm here to represent this in KwaZulu Natal because I am a KwaZulu Natal girl.
Absolutely. Indeed. Well, Katie, thank you so much for joining me today. Hoping that we can catch up perhaps after your launch in case you have any new things coming up. We'd love to catch up with you. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
It's a real pleasure. Of course, 90.4 in Durban and 105.6 in if you're listening to us in your homes and in your cars. It is the Feel Good Friday for your listening pleasure.
Should from Alan Let's make your way to the info desk. Should from Alan Let's make your way to the info. Attention all observers, please ensure that you have your unborn and your unborn profile. You will not be allowed on the premises. Please make sure that your armbands are on you at all times. Thank you.
I know you more than I know myself. You love me more than I know myself. So I'm begging for the faith. Yes, I need you to tell me. So I'm begging. And I fall.
Well, I hope this can count. Do you think it's a nice?
I'll just pick it up.
Should try, and then maybe stand like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think that is. Yeah, I know. That's what I told.
Views and opinions expressed and presented by the Al Ansar are not necessarily the views and opinions of the Al Ansar and the Al Ansar Foundation.
Allahumma
So they told me yesterday they showed us the first three, is it Zaid Basha? Zaid Basha? Yeah. No, he's not. I just want to ask him what's
Hours on Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Girls only and public holiday. Al Shop, your one-stop Islamic shop.
Ladies, are you concerned about your health and well-being? Then the Ansar Cancer Support Group's annual cancer awareness and childhood is renewed. Dynamic speakers, health and wellness exhibition, and awesome team up. Lucky draws, free blood pressure and sugar checks, free entry. Join us on Saturday, 12 October 2024 at the Al Ansar Conference Center, 207 West Terminal Report, from 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Let's unite to fight cancer's might. For inquiries, contact Rabina Park on 082 8815 or Zora Jackward on 0822 03131.
Gamers, are you ready to level up? Welcome to Game For You, South Africa's #1 destination for all things gaming and electronics. With 16 branches nationwide, Game For You has got you covered with the latest consoles, video games, and accessories. Plus, dive into our vast selection of smartphones, laptops, and cutting-edge electronics. We're an official reseller for top brands, so you'll always find the best gear and tech to enhance your gaming experience. Unparalleled service and the latest in entertainment technology. Head to Game For You today and level up your gaming experience. Visit us in store or shop online at gameforyou.co.za today.
You know,
Step up from the inside, please make your way to the front. Step up from the inside, please make your way to the front.
so I'm begging. I can't take it Christmas. I need you to.
And of course, it's 90.4 FM in Durban and 105.6 FM in Peter Maritzburg. Of course, we are broadcasting live from the Diamond Walk, of course, the place where all things glitter. Indeed. So if you want to meet us and greet us, of course, you cannot miss us because we are right in the front. Brand new setup, fantastic one at that. This routine. You can simply take a picture, tag us on Instagram, say hello, and we will repost it for you as well. So lots to do here, lots to shop, lots to eat. You have no excuse not to join us and have some fun with us. Of course, we're looking forward, of course, meeting you. So yes, exciting things happening. Not only is it 20 Rand entrance, kids under 5 come in absolutely free. If you can go out and check on our Al Ansar events page as well as the Al Ansar Foundation and Radio Al Ansar, you will see all the updates that we have for you. So today is the 27th, of course. So we have the Magic and Circus show for kids. That's going to be taking place at around about 5 p.m. to 5:30. Not only that, if you love to laugh like myself, you can join Bachelor Clash on the 28th of September between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. at the Saxony Westwood Mall for your select humor. All right, so we have the latest fashion show that's also going to be taking place, and that's going to be happening on the 28th. Yes, the 28th of September between 8 and 9. And there's lots of giveaways. All you simply have to do is follow, like, share with your family, and tag as many friends as you possibly can. So that they can also be updated and win some fantastic prizes. So yes, you can also win awesome prizes that is powered by Peter Cook. So right next to the Al Ansar, I would say, mobile setup, you can of course come through and purchase anything, and you can stand a chance to win some fantastic prizes. So we have brilliant collections, Fox Road, as well as the Max Motorsport. And that's all proudly sponsored by lemonade passionate, as well as lemonade love. Lemonade love lemon and lemonade milk twist. So it goes up until 30 bucks, absolutely affordable. They have also iced coffee that they have perfected, let me tell you that. So of course, if you want some fantastic iced coffee, you can come down to the Beverage Shack, your drink destination. You can also come through if you have any donations. And yes, all you need to know is that all funds are going to be going to the outreach department. And you can, of course, win awesome prizes powered by Peter. If you're listening to us, it's 90.4 from Durban and 15.6 the very Peter Marriott. And we, of course, are live on Facebook, I think Instagram and YouTube. Thank you so much for keeping me, allowing me to keep you company for this amazing hours. 90.4 FM Durban and 105.6 FM in Peter Marriott. Back in studio is Topega. Thank you so much, Topega, for making sure that we are sounding crystal clear. And of course, it is exactly 3 o'clock, and I did mention that. It is 3 o'clock as well, and we are going to be going for the news. And when we come back, of course, well, from my side, I have to say assalamu alaikum to you. Of course, you can join us live here at the Diamond Walk 2024. We look forward to seeing you, meeting you, and greeting you. Of course, like we always say, let's make the end of the week better together. If you listen, you learn. Of course, if you not listen, you will not learn. From my side and the team, a big thank you to the team here. We have Asif on my right, making sure that I go live and amazing. We have Zach in the back, as well as Sahil and Salahuddin. That's making sure that we are broadcasting and coming to you. Big thanks to Nizam and Zoha for being behind the scenes, making sure that our broadcasts are run smoothly. From my side and the team, until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. People are pissing me off today.
This one here is fine. I have to find another solution for you guys. Otherwise, you would have been off air. Okay. Which one you want? Okay, you want the right one. It goes back up from the Wi-Fi. Yeah. No, it just keeps disconnecting. That's disconnecting from the Wi-Fi. Just use the connection of email.
An informative Islamic global perspective. This is Al-Ansar News. Making news this hour, the 27th of September, remains from the 90.4 FM, Peter Marriott 15.6 FM. An APO demands intervention for outsourced workers in KwaZulu-Natal, American Amina, local and Phili representing outsourced workers, has called on the Premier to address concerns by its members claiming to have been the victims of unfair labor practices. The Bingo Civil Association represents security guards and cleaners hired through outsourcing. The group says its members have been reported exploitation and some of unfair practices. The association steering group manager says that they are calling on the government to implement policy that would see outsourced personnel into full-time roles. He says that workers were previously hired for their services at the Transnet, the SAA, PRASA, and government institutions like the Department